Hi, so today I want to do another video and I wanted to do it on a topic I feel pretty passionately about. I just want to take a moment to just thank everyone that watches my videos. I make these videos for you guys and I really hope from the bottom of my heart that they are helping you in some way or ministering to you in some way. And just like a heads up, I have not meant to disable the comments. Um, I will have to figure out how to enable them, but once I do, for anyone watching this, feel free to comment down below any videos that you maybe want to see, or if you are going through anything in your life or you have any prayer requests. Whenever I figure out how to enable comments, feel free to comment down below anything that anything you feel like sharing, and anything you feel comfortable sharing. But I want this channel to be a space where you guys don't just watch my videos, but where you can just come and just, I hope, just lay everything down. Not only that you're feeling to the Lord, but that you would have a space where you could share what you're going through. Just because I know how hard it can be to struggle with different things. So just whenever I get the comments enabled, please feel free to share anything that you would like to. Okay, so and also I'll try not to make my intros too long, but today I want to talk about the topic of excuse me, coming as we are to the Lord. Now, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this in different videos before, but I just think it's such an important thing that we understand, not only as Christians, but as God's people, because we're all His creations, right? And I might be going back and forth, or at least looking at a Word document while I'm filming this video, so hopefully it's not too distracting. So the first thing I really want to touch base on is I believe the Lord doesn't look at us as projects that need to be fixed. Yes. So for so long in my life, not only just as a person, but when it came to being a Christian, I really saw myself as this kind of endless self-reflection improvement project. And I know that for other people, whether you've grown up in the church or you haven't, I feel like sometimes there can just be kind of this emphasis on just really reflecting on yourself and like all the things you're doing for God, or all the things you're not doing for God, or all the things you may be struggling with. And for a long time, I really learned to see myself in this way. And I learned to think God was looking at me in this way. So here I was, and this was at a period where I was really struggling with like my mental health in particular. Here I was trying so hard to fix myself. here I was trying to figure out what was wrong. If I could just figure out what was wrong, then I could just resolve everything. I also went through a period of my life where I felt like a lot of people were making me feel like I wasn't trying hard enough in my life. And I felt like I had just been stuck in the same place in my life for years. Right? And if you're in this place, I know how frustrating it can be to feel like you're trying everything and you're trying to do everything you can and you feel like you're just struggling to get out of this place in your life. Whatever that place may be, even if it's not a mental place. But that's just part of my story. So I know how discouraging and frustrating it can be to feel like just you're trying to do everything you can and like nothing is helping, nothing is working. So going back to that sentence that I mentioned, that I believe the Lord doesn't look at us as projects that need to be fixed. And I want you to take that I believe the Lord doesn't look at us. The Lord doesn't look at you as a project that needs to be fixed. When it came to my own life, and everything I was trying to do, I was running myself literally to the ground. And from a mental perspective, I was not getting better, I was weary, I was exhausted. And I was trying so hard, and growing more and more frustrated because it felt like things were just not helping, or I was even more exhausted, or things were getting worse. I believe, and I'm brought back to this place in my life time and time again, when there's all these things, or even just in my life as a whole, but especially when there's all these things that I'm trying to do in myself, or I'm trying to address, or I'm struggling with. Perhaps they feel like they're beyond my strength or beyond what I can handle in my life in the moment. But a lot of times in my life, I'm brought back to this place of letting go. This place that I experienced in my life about 6 years ago, that I felt God really, really inviting me to. And I always say that God is a letting go God. Sometimes we don't always look at Him in that way because we kind of get the message in Christianity about us doing things and us trying to reflect on ourselves or the things we're struggling with, or like I said, the things we're not doing for God. But I always say that God is a letting go God. And I always think it's amazing when we let go, not only the rest that comes from that, but the even healing that can come from that. Especially if you feel like you're trying so hard with different things and you feel like you're just running yourself to the ground, like I did. So, a lot of times in this life, whether it's from a societal perspective, whether it's things that we've been taught in our life, whether it's from a Christian perspective, there's such an emphasis on being strong and trying harder, and just there's a really big emphasis a lot of times on just like improvement and just constantly like working on ourselves essentially. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing by any means, but I really believe with God that it's different. That God invites us to let go. That God invites us to let go and that He wants to take care of us. I believe God sees the way that we run ourselves to the ground. When we try so hard to address all these things in our lives and when it feels like nothing is working and nothing is helping. And I believe He is the hand that invites us that we can just let go. That we can just let Him. I believe He wants to take care of us. That He doesn't want us to carry all the burdens, all the pain, all the fear, all the anxiety, whatever we're struggling with in our life, whatever we're going through. Yes, that even includes mental struggles, because I know a lot of people will tell you different things when it comes to that, and I know how severe that they can get and how intense they can feel and how it can feel like they just take over your life and you feel like your life is never going to be the same. I know what that feels like. So as someone that has gone through things and gone through things mentally, and it looked like things would never get better, and I struggled for years of my life, and I watched as my life just down spiraled further and further over time. As someone that has went through that and come out on the other side, I just want to say, even in those times, even when things look hopeless, that not only is there hope, but that it's not beyond God. It's not beyond God's restoration. But when we let go, it is so powerful. I just want to ask you a question. Are you tired? Are you weary? Do you feel like you're fighting all the time? Do you feel like you're trying to do all these things and it feels like nothing is working, nothing is helping? Do you feel like you're just running yourself to the ground? I want to invite you to this place of letting go. This thought that we can just let go. For me, it was a very comforting encounter with God because it meant I didn't have to keep running myself to the ground trying to figure things out. That I could just rest in God, that I could just rest in His arms. I love in the book of Romans, it's Romans 8:37. It says, "And nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him that loved us." That I believe that God wants to conquer things for us. That He is fighting our every battle, even when we can't see anything. Even when it feels like nothing is changing. But I love this verse. It reminds us that we are more than conquerors No matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're struggling with, no matter what your mind tries to tell you, that we are more than conquerors. That we have the Lord's victory, that we have the Lord, we have the Almighty God fighting for us in the struggles and the battles that we go through in this life. That His infinite power His infinite power is fighting for us. To anyone that is struggling right now, I want to encourage you to hold on. Now, I know this message is about, letting go, but by that, I just mean I want to just plead with you. Please don't give up in what you're going through. I don't know exactly what you're going through, but please, 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 please don't give up. I think back to my life and how hopeless things looked, and if I would have given up, I never would have made it to this point in my life. And as I've mentioned in other videos, I believe I never could imagine that I could make it to this point in my life. But it's been God. It's been God that has brought me to this place in my life, and I didn't know if I would reach it. I didn't know when so many years of my life were bleak and looked beyond my strength, and I felt completely powerless. But the moment that things shifted was when I felt God leading me that I could just let go. That I didn't have to run myself to the ground trying to figure things out anymore. And I speak this not just when it comes to mental struggles you may be dealing with, but whatever you may be dealing with in your life, I really believe God doesn't want us to take it all on our shoulders. That He knows the stress and worry it can bring, but that He wants to take care of us, and He wants us to know that He is taking care of us. No matter what our situations may look like. And I'm brought back to this place in my life again and again and again and again when I'm struggling. Or just in my life and learning how to live from this place of letting go. But I want you to understand that God doesn't want you to run yourself to the ground. If you're weary, if you're tired, if you feel like you've been fighting for so long and you feel like you're almost getting nowhere and feel like you're gaining no ground, I just want to invite you to come as you are to the Lord. That we would be reminded that with Him we can just let go. We hear all the time how God is fighting our battles. I just want us to be reminded that you can stop running yourself to the ground or trying to figure things out, that you can just come to your Father, that you can rest in His arms forever. That we have rest in Him. That there is rest in letting go. And I want you to be reminded that the Lord doesn't see someone that needs to be fixed. Let me repeat that, because it's taken me so long to begin to understand that. But the Lord doesn't look at you as someone that needs to be fixed. The Lord doesn't look at you as someone that needs to be fixed. Yes, we are imperfect. Yes, we fall so short of the glory of God. But He sees His child. He sees His child who He wants to help. He wants to meet in His love and His peace. He sees how weary you are from fighting. He sees when we run ourselves to the ground. When we're trying to make things better, it feels like nothing is helping, nothing is working. And He invites us to let go. That it's okay. That we can let go. I just want to encourage you to just come as you are. Come as you are, knowing you are loved. You are seen. That you are taken care of. To come as you are, knowing that there's no part of you that needs to be fixed. That the Lord wants to meet you in His love. That He wants to take those burdens off your shoulders that you have been carrying in the battles you feel like you've had to fight for so long. That He invites you to fall into His arms, into His strength, His power. That you can just fall into Him. He doesn't want you to take everything upon your own shoulders. That when we let go, it is so powerful. That there is restoration in letting go, and there is healing in letting go. And I'm going to go ahead and read a verse from Exodus that I really like. So it's Exodus 14, verse 13 to 14. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, ye shall hold your peace. I love that. Moses is reminding the people that they don't need to fear. They had already seen everything that the Lord had carried them through, all the battles that He had fought and won for them. Their very salvation came from the Lord. And I love how it reminds us that we can stand still, that we can stand still because we know who is fighting for us. The reminder that He is fighting for us even when it doesn't look like it, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when it feels like nothing is changing. And I love it says, "Ye shall hold your peace." A lot of versions talk about being still, that we can be still. But I love that we can hold our peace, that there is peace in letting go, that our peace comes from the Lord, who He is, and knowing the rest that we have in Him. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video can just be a reminder the way that this message and reminder has come up in my own life, that when things feel like there's so much more than I can handle, when I feel like I'm trying so hard to figure things out, when it feels like nothing is helping, nothing is working, or when I feel like I don't have the strength to do things, to move forward in my life, that I can just let go, that I can just let God, that He already is fighting for me, that He's inviting me to let Him take care of it, that He already is working in my life even when I can't see it. But I see it in everything that He has brought me through. That I don't have to tire myself out trying so hard, but that I can just let go. That God invites me to that place of letting go. That God knows everything that I've been through in my life. He knows every detail. He knows how I got to that point in my life. If there are things that I've been through that have brought me to that point in my life, He knows every single detail. And He's not the voice encouraging me to try harder and try harder. And I feel like so much of Christianity can be seen in that way, where we're taught that we need to have more faith, or we need to just try harder and harder. And again, I believe God is a letting go God, that He invites us to let go, that He's not the voice pushing you to try harder and harder and harder, but that you can just let go and let your Father take care of you. And rest in Him, the rest that only comes from Him, knowing that we can be still, can just let go. And we can find rest. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope you're having a good day. God bless you.